Hey guys and gals, Nary here from Drake Wing Gamer, 70 man on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you to the Let's Play episode of Tennis Ace, June's Path. So y'all, I'm on my second day of work now. I'm actually really quite enjoying it. It's nice to be able to pay the bills and make some extra money on the side. So, I've got a little thing in the works right now. Oh, a few things for the channel. As soon as I find out how to get this certain affiliate link working, y'all will be able to buy games on a certain website using my affiliate link. You'll get a discount, and I'll get money. And everybody likes money. Anyway, y'all, let's go ahead and jump right back in, shall we? Alarm chain, you are up, and let's go. Alright. Fundamentally, that's no different from how I used to play before, but the addition of those sharp angles, that fast slice, and that topspin that looks like an egg just makes it too hard to follow. It's not like every individual technique has been owned to masterful levels, but right now his arsenal is just so big that I don't know how to deal with it all at once. Huh? Shoichi climbs down from his umpire chair and walks up to Kaken. I'm calling the match off. What? What? We both jump up from our seats at the same time. What the hell are you... Ah! Shoichi grabs hold of his wrist and pulls it up. You're injured. Did you really think I wouldn't notice? Wait, what? Shoichi, still holding Kaken's wrist, turns back around to look me dead in the eye. Yeah, it happened during the first game when he lost his balance and fell on top of his wrist. At first I thought it was just a slight sprain, but his accuracy's been dropping and he hasn't been putting as much spin on his shots. Wait. I thought that was because I had managed to hold him back. Not quite. Well, you constantly hammering him with power balls did keep him from hitting as well as he wanted. The strong impact also kept putting pressure on his wrist. To put it simply, he's been damaging his wrist as the match went further along. So I'm calling this match off now before he ends up causing himself permanent damage. No! Keisuke slaps Shoichi's hand away, furious. You don't get to decide that. I'm finally at a place where I can stand a chance against him. I have a chance of winning. How can you tell me to just... You idiot! Kaken jumps back, scared at Shoichi's sudden scream. Even June, who's far from us, reacts to it with the same amount of surprise. Neither of you are playing your best right now. You're both suffering, so what the hell are you trying to prove, huh? You trying to prove to us that you can ruin your tennis career for absolutely no reason? But... No buts. You're an athlete, not a child. The well-being of your body should be your main priority. What would you even stand to gain by winning a match and completely destroying your wrist in the process? Are you stupid? But I feel fine. I can go... No, you can't. Shoichi grabs his wrist again, making him wince in pain, his entire body curving as he tries to avoid the sudden movement of his wrist. You might be one hell of an actor, but you can't hide that you're hurting. If you want to keep up with this stupid show of yours, then be my guest. But I'm not officiating this match anymore. He's right. I woke up to Kaken, putting my hand on his shoulder. I don't want to continue knowing that you'd possibly be jeopardizing your career. At least get yourself checked out by a doctor and rest for a bit before you try to continue. I don't want to be the reason you had to give up on tennis. But I could win. I was... Through gritted tears and clenched teeth, through gritted tears and clenched fists. I think that means through gritted teeth and clenched fists, his shoulders begin to quake. He's so angry that he could start crying tears of frustration at any moment. Look, he totally got me. I was only hanging on by a thread, and I thought that was because I was starting to adapt to your tactics, but it turned out to only be because you were in pain. If that weren't the case, then I wouldn't have stood a chance. You probably would have eventually broke my serve and taken the win. If you want to chalk it up as a win for you, I don't object. No, anything but that. Keisuke's shoulders sag as he lets his arms fall next to his body. I want to beat you fair and square. You never know what might happen in a match. You could have come up with a way to beat me, so I can't accept this as a victory. I want to put this match on pause. Can we get back to where we left off once I get my wrist checked out and get the okay to keep playing? I try to give him a big, encouraging smile. Of course. I also can't accept the way this is getting left off, so I definitely want to get back to it later. I extend a hand, trying for a handshake. Kaken looks down at it, hesitating for a few seconds before finally grabbing my hand and shaking it firmly. You better. Guess I should probably head for a doctor right now. I'll go with you. I appreciate the offer, but I'll just have my chauffeur take me. Oh, okay. Oh, what the hell, you can come along. Yay! I'm gonna go inside and use the showers. Do you mind waiting for me in at the reception desk? The two, completely absorbed in conversation, walk away from us until they're eventually out of our sight. Ha! As soon as they both leave, I let myself collapse on one of the benches. I knew it. I knew you were more tired than you were letting on. Heh. Sorry, the whole world is spinning right now. Shoichi sighs, pushing his face against the palm of his hand. You idiot. Shoichi sits right next to my head in the small amount of room still left on the bench. He puts a hand on my forehead and lazily strokes my face in gentle strokes, staring into the court. I was worried today, you know. I suddenly felt so comfortable I didn't even have the courage to speak. I was fighting off the desire to close my eyes and just doze off on the spot. At first, I was afraid that I had said something I shouldn't have and that you'd be angry at me. Still, when I heard about you challenging Urushihara, I thought that I had done the right thing after all, confronting you about it. All that just to see this pitiful performance of yours. It was clear you weren't even close to playing to your best potential. You really think so? He slowly nods. I thought it couldn't have been a bad thing if you got to decide to fail. Let me try that sentence again. I thought it couldn't have been a bad thing if it got you to decide to face your own fears, but you ended up trying so hard to get over your block that you ended up playing worse for it. I didn't think I was doing all that bad. Heh, sorry man, but you were. Missing up on obvious chances to score, completely losing your cool, shots less accurate than usual, just everything was off. Urushihara definitely improved a lot on the other hand. I'm pretty sure he'd have you beaten if you weren't injured. But then again, only because you sucked today. I guess the mind really is a tricky thing, and here I thought I was being fierce. Confusing crudeness for fierceness. Now, that's what you were doing. You should just acknowledge your problems and try to work through them slowly. Don't bite off more than you can chew. Duly noted. He taps on my forehead with an index finger, getting up from the bench and looking down at me. All right, then. I think we should head out as well. Aw, come on, man. 5 more minutes. Shoichi laughs, looking at me with a warm smile. Sorry, no. You're exhausted right now. You should head home and rest. But don't make me yell at you, too. You're getting up right now. I rocket jump out of my seat, making him laugh again. I quickly put my things back into my bag and get ready to head out. You want to just head home? I can deliver the keys to the front desk. I was hoping we could walk home together. Sorry, but I can't. I kind of skipped on some student council duties to come here, so I should probably head to my vice president's house and get things smoothed out with him. Oh, all right. I'll leave things to you then. Here's the keys. I toss him the key belt, which he easily grabs from the air. All right, then. I'll head to the front desk, and then I'll go to the train station. See you tomorrow. See ya. We walk in different directions, waving at each other as we got further apart. God, I feel like I was run over by a truck. Guess there's still a lot I need to figure out before I get back on my feet, huh? Ling-ling. Ling-ling. What do we got? Saturday finally comes, and not a moment too soon. I'm left standing by myself in front of the train station. Despite still being in spring, the hot, humid air is more reminiscent of summer. I stand in a small patch of shade, desperately fanning myself with my own hand to avoid dying of a heat stroke. So far, I haven't been very successful. Shoichi made the last-minute decision that we should all go out this weekend to spend some quality time with friends. Of course, this time we made sure to check if Saya would be available to go out this weekend. It was tough for her, but she managed to make some adjustments to her schedule to have her afternoon shift covered today. Which brings me to where I am now. Where the hell is everyone? The phone's clock tells me it's already 9:40. They're supposed to be here 10 minutes ago. I think I'm starting to have deja vu. Yuichi-san! Yep, definitely deja vu. Jun's voice echoes from amidst the crowd, making me turn my head sideways to search for him. My eyes finally find him walking towards me. Keiken also seems to be walking right behind him. Shh! Don't scream out in the middle of the street, you idiot! Ah! A realization dawns on him. The tiger then covers his mouth with both of his hands. Many of the passers-by are now staring at the two of them in curiosity. Sorry. Keiken starts bowing frantically to every person that happens to sneak a glance. Meanwhile, Jun starts fidgeting around where he stands. From the look on his face, I'd say he just realized how many people are actually around here at the time. Now my arm is the one having deja vu. Why are you two causing a commotion first thing in the morning? It takes me a while to make my way around to the people have somewhat stopped moving to look at the two morons who just caused a scene. It's not like this was my idea. He just screamed out all of a sudden. Junior's fidgeting in place, his eyes glued to the floor in embarrassment. I started giving him an encouraging pat on the back. Don't worry about it so much. Just try not to stand out that much next time. My words seem to have the opposite effect. Oh well, nothing I can do about that. By the way, Keiken, have you seen Shoichi yet? If I had, don't you think he'd be with us already? Good point. Well, it was worth a shot anyway. Can we go someplace less crowded? I see Jun shaking as he tries to reach for my arm, which I quickly move away from his grasp. Nope, sorry, I love my arm way too much to let you do that again. Jeez, I can understand not liking crowds. I myself feel claustrophobic in them, but this is too much. Yuichi-san, please get him somewhere more quiet before he has a mental breakdown. I'll wait for Urata here. Ah, alright then. Thanks, Keiken. Come on, June, let's go to that sweet shop we visited last time. Ooh. I mean, not even capable of forming complete sentences anymore. Got it. As we go inside, the sweet smell of cinnamon pleasantly tickles my nose. Well, I don't remember smelling anything like this last time. Welcome to Yukon! Standing behind the counter is the class rep, who flashes us a radiant smile as we come closer. Class rep? What are you doing here? Aha! Oh my, that's true. You don't know about it. My family actually owns this store, so I help around part-time. She finally notices June standing next to me, clinging to my shirt and quaking from his fear of crowds. Oh dear, what happened to poor June-kun? Crowds. Despite my incredibly short explanation, she gives me a knowing smile, grabbing a bonbon from behind the counter and walking over to us. June-kun, would you like a sweet? It's on the house. Her warm smile and the smell of the chocolate snap June out of his trance. He looks her up and down and shyly takes the bonbon from her hand. Thank you. She puts a hand on her cheek, giggling cheerfully. He's so cute, isn't he? June finally lets go of my shirt, carefully unwrapping the small truffle in his hand and popping it in his mouth. So, Rep. Oh, no need to call me that when we're out of the school. Just call me Aya-chan. Ayako-san. We actually came by last week and we didn't see you. I usually work here after class on weekdays and in the morning on Saturdays. Could it be that you came around on Sunday? I usually have that day off. Yeah, that was it. Still, your family owns the shop, huh? Wow, must be pretty good money having a business right in the main street. Oh, yes, and we also have some of the best sweets in town, if I do say so myself. I'm actually training to inherit the shop from my grandfather. I try imagining the class rep as a business owner. Somehow her lax personality doesn't seem to fit the ruthless image of a business owner I have in my mind. What kind of sweets do you sell here anyway? Last time we came around, we only saw traditional Japanese sweets. Yes, we mainly sell those, but we also make some Western sweets too. Nowadays, you have to market to every crowd you can, and if I'm being honest, I happen to prefer the Western sweets anyway. By the way, June-kun, the one you just ate is one of our new confections. It's a sweet milk cinnamon dough filled with dulce de leche and covered in chocolate. We started selling it just last week and have been selling out of it every day. Wow, sounds like it's become pretty popular. How much does it cost? Let me pay for June's... Oh, don't be silly, that's on the house. I'm just glad to be able to help. But if you'd like to buy some sweets for yourself, I actually have a display with some samples you can try. I glance at June, who's entranced watching a rotating display of mini cakes and hasn't even registered our conversation going on around him. I much prefer him like this, so I think I'd rather stay indoors for now. Sure, why not? I hear the door opening as I'm walking around the shop, sampling a few sweets. There you two are. Seriously, at least answer your phone. I turn around to see Shoichi and Keiken standing at the door. Oh, hello, Shokan. Kei-chan. Kei-chan? Ah, Ayako-chan. I didn't know you were working part-time, too. Well, sort of. My family owns the store, you see, so I help around when I can. Would you guys like to try some samples, too? She smiles so warmly that it's hard not to feel at ease in her presence. I completely take back what I said. She has a natural gift as a saleswoman. Shoichi and Keiken look at each other for a few seconds, as if pondering what to do, before finally shrugging and walking over to the display. Well, I've already decided what I'm gonna get. Ayako-san. Can you give me 2 of each of the sweets I've tried? Oh my, that's a lot. Are you sure about this, Yukon? Beyond me to try and decide what you can or can't do, but I'd imagine all that sugar wouldn't be good for an athlete. Ha! Don't worry about it. I'm not gonna eat all of them by myself. I'm taking some for my brother and my mother, too. Ah, I see. What a good son and brother you are. All right. Would you like me to pack them inside a paper bag or a sweets box? The box costs extra, but it makes for a great gift. How about you pack these four in the bag and the rest in the box? That way I can eat mine without unpacking the box. Ah, yes, good choice. Just a second. She comes back in less than a minute with my order neatly packed in a brown paper bag and a box filled with sweets in the other hand. Here you go. That'll be 2,010 yen. Okay, just a sec. Ah. I look back and see June still walking up and down the shop, looking at all the sweets in sight. Good thing we're the only ones here, otherwise I can imagine how disturbing this would be for other patrons. June, is there something you want? I'll buy it for you. Really? I nod, his whole face just lights up. What, Yuichi, how come you don't make me the same offer? You have money to buy your own sweets. Stop being a mooch. Shut up! Did you two just go looking for a reason to squabble, or does it just come naturally to you? Ha! Well, I'm glad to see you're all just as energetic outside of school as you are inside it. I'm not. You're not the one who has to deal with them all day. Shut up! Shut it! Oh my, you two are more compatible than I thought. The two both look at each other at the same time, before they look away with a huff. Why are you making it worse? I'm sorry, it just gets really dull here sometimes. June sheepishly walks up to the counter. Yuichi-san, can I take one of each of these? I want to bring some for my parents too. June points to an array of assorted sweets, among them some bonbons, cakes, and mochi. I love me some mochi. Is this really all you're taking? For you and your parents? He nods slowly. From the way that he stares longingly at them, I can already imagine he's embarrassed of asking for more. Oh, more. Ayako-san, can you give me three of each of these inside a box? What? For half a second, she looks stunned. Then she giggles, looking very pleased. That's so sweet of you. You're such a good friend. All right, I'll be right back. But Yuichi-san, that's too much. No, it's not. Don't worry about it. I'm not anywhere close to being over my budget anyway, and I won't hear no for an answer. But... Oh, that looks delicious. Class rep soon comes back, placing 3 identical boxes that neatly stack on top of each other like a ladder. I peer inside before she finished wrapping it, marveling at how pretty everything looks inside. None of the sweets have even a single smudge or smush on them, and they somehow look even more pristine than they did behind the glass counter. She also leans in close to my ear and whispers something. It's for real estate. I'm gonna give you a 50% discount on this. Just pretend it's the full price. I nod along. That'll be 2,345 yen. And don't worry, the packaging is already included. Seems good to me. I fish inside my wallet for a 5,000 yen bill and hand it to her. Thank you for your patronage. What about you boys? Have you decided on anything? As the two make their orders, I hand June sweets to him inside a plastic bag. Here, enjoy. Thank you, Yuichi-san. Instead of taking the bag that I'm holding from my hand, he suddenly gives me a tight hug. Despite being caught by surprise, I don't pull away, instead giving him a few pats on his back as he buries his face in my chest. Oh my! I look back to see the class rep covering her mouth with her hands, her face red. Shoichi and Keisuke are standing next to each other, grinning. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pause it there. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell. Leave a super thanks or tip if you can. It always helps. Until the next video, I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!